Sorry, I forgot he's not here. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency for May 24th, 2011.
I call that. I'm the chair.
Oh, what am I doing?
It's okay.
Seki Abara, because he has...
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
It's all right. Roll call, please.
Agency members: Friedman,
Here.
Jarian, Quintero,
Here.
Weaver,
Here.
Chair Manukian.
Here. Your report, please.
The agenda for the May 24th, 2011 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, May 19, 2011 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
What is next?
Approval of minutes.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
The minutes will be approved as submitted. What is next?
Next is oral communication. Card was submitted. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the redevelopment agency may question or respond to speaker, but there will be no debate or decision, and the matter may be referred to staff or the executive director for investigation report.
Thank you. Mr. Milano.
Redevelopment Chair Manukian, members of the Redevelopment Agency, my name is Herbert Milano. I still frequently shop and dine in central Glendale, particularly the areas of covered by the Redevelopment Agency. And whenever I go to a bakery or a restaurant, I generally try to engage the owner, the proprietor, and ask them how they're doing, because I still see, businesses that I think are on the verge of closing or that have closed. And I was wondering if this agency provides any type of state of small businesses within the area of the redevelopment agency that the redevelopment agency covers. I had a couple of conversations this past week. Primarily, there were two bakeries. And I asked the proprietors about the state of their business. One business in particular has been around for about 20 years. And she mentioned to me that it was the worst that she has ever been in. Then I basically asked her what her electric bill was like. And her eyes just rolled immediately. And I get the same response again and again. And I think that many small business proprietors, are having a hell of a time here in Glendale. And I was wondering if the agency does a periodic review of the state of small businesses in Glendale and identify the issues that they have. And I was wondering then if you do get on a periodic basis, what the agency does in order to promote and address those needs. So just a general question as far as policy. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Do we do any kind of review of small businesses in Glendale?
Well, we have information. I don't know what would go into a review, but we have sales tax information.
Can we put this information together and make it public?
Well, it has to be generalized. We can't do specific information.
I would think that
Phil?
it's general.
Starbird is correct. We can't pick them out individually. Some of the programs that Mr. Milano is suggesting, they've been done by the Chamber of Commerce, which has, over the years, focused on small business. We have partnered with them on several occasions. The Small Business Development Center from the SBA, Small Business Association, the development centers are headquartered here in Glendale, and we've developed a relationship. And so as our staff is out meeting with small business, oftentimes we're referring them to those other resources. Things like the LA EDC is another economic development corporation that sometimes we can utilize for small business benefits. We just finished a program with the California Technical and Manufacturing Association, I think it is, with two businesses, small manufacturing businesses here in town, to train employees for different types of technological changes. So there are some sporadic programs that we utilize with other partners for small business.
Do we have information in terms of how many manufacturing businesses we have, how many retail, service industry? Do we have that demographic information in terms of the businesses themselves?
It's difficult for us because we don't have a business license fee. That's typically how you would register those businesses. We can check with the Verdugo Job Center and see what kind of information they're getting from the state. Oftentimes it's close enough, but it gives you a good picture, but not exactly.
If I might add, if a business produces retail sales, we'll have data on that, and
Right.
we get that information based on type of business and
Right.
location.
Not dollar amounts, basically.
Well, we
type of business.
No, we actually get dollar amounts, but we can't disclose it. It's all confidential.
You get dollar amounts in terms of retail
We do.
sector gets
We do.
generates this
And
much
we can, and
property
frankly,
taxes.
we can probably bore down pretty far without naming names of businesses.
Right,
We can
right.
probably get down to businesses, for example, the mid-brand area. We can track that. If we can pull off addresses, we can accumulate data to give a general picture of, for example, how retail sales are going in a particular area.
It would be interesting to see, especially with the mid-brand area, on
think we
how
have-
the area developed after Americana, if there's any additional increase in...
And we've looked at that data. We've looked at that data. It's difficult because the Americana opened right at the beginning of the downturn.
Right.
So to try and sort out, what's the implications during a normal year has been very, very difficult. The assessment by Hinderleiter de Lamas, which is the consulting firm that tracks all of our data and provides us with their monthly reports, was that the last time the council looked at it, the Americana was generally saving the downtown's bacon, as they put it. It was the bright spot that was the only reason.
We have a
bacon-
consultant that tracks data for us?
Yes, called Hinderleiter de Lamas. They're about the only firm in the state that has access to the data, and they track it on an ongoing basis, then ship us monthly and quarterly reports. When I send you information about sales tax trends in Glendale, that's all coming through Hinderleiter de Lamas.
Do we have, as council members or redevelopment agency members, do we have access to that data?
Not the specific business data. We can't give you access to it.
Okay.
The state's very strict on who they'll allow to have access, but we can provide you with generalized information, for example.
You have access to it?
No, I don't have access to
Okay.
it. No.
Do you?
Typically, their licenses, and Bob Elliott, Director of Finance, I have a license, and my staff, so that they can be looking at, but it can only be used for planning purposes.
And it generally
that's where the
it generally has
confidentiality
to be
goes.
people who are involved in the collection and enforcement. Now, Hinderleiter Lamas accumulates all of it and gives us general information. They also serve as a tracker to make sure that the sales tax revenues is being allocated appropriately. There are lots of times when sales tax revenue from one agency may be recorded on an address in a different agency. They help make sure that agencies get all the sales tax revenues they're supposed to get.
I'm not interested in individual businesses. I'm interested in trends and also interested in the issue of what can the city do, or what are the probabilities that the city can do anything with small businesses. I think that's me being a small business. I've never had anyone from any city come up to me and say, "Hey, how you doing?" So I think it would be interesting to see what the trends are and where we're going, and if there's any way we can get that data. Well, there is a way to get that
Yeah.
data. Just black out the names or
Typically, what we do is
sanitize it somehow.
we build what's called the geo, and so we'll put all of the businesses by address,
Geo.
a geographical location.
Okay.
We refer to it
Geo,
as a geo.
okay.
So we have some of those that jump out at you, Mid-Brand, the San Fernando Road Corridor, Montrose, so we can put those together.
I think those are interesting. I would like to get a hold of them.
I was
See
going to
them
say,
actually.
Mid-Brand is one of the geographic locations that we track. And in fact, quarterly, I have typically sent the council and have shared with the chamber some of the generalized information on how well those geographic areas have done quarter this year to quarter a year ago, for example. And we have all that we've tracked throughout this downturn, so we can pull that together.
Okay. Even before the downturn, so we can make comparisons.
We can
I
pull
would
that together
appreciate
because
that.
it's been being tracked for a long, long time.
Okay.
I know typically we'll get a report, it's a 13-quarter history.
Okay.
We'll see how far back we can get it for you.
Very good. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Do we have any programs for small? We asked that already, but we don't have specific programs for small businesses. And when I say small businesses, I'm thinking of $5 million and less of gross receipts.
Not, I think, the program that either Mr. Milano was referring to or you might be thinking of. Certainly, our facade grant program has been used almost predominantly by small business. The neighborhood business districts, the support that we give to the neighborhood business districts.
We also do the BIDs, right? We do
Correct.
give a certain amount to promote the areas.
There's $15,000 to augment their own economic development, and all of those are.
That's still ongoing?
Yes, and all of those are small business. So in terms of programs for small business, that's the way we've tried to accomplish it.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
We're adjourned.